Hey, what's up YouTube? TK here. And the question is can you convert a Fluval Flex 15-gallon freshwater tank into a saltwater / reef tank? Well, here we go. Before I continue, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button on the bottom. For those of you that have, definitely thank you and we appreciate you. So I made a little cheat sheet here so that way we don't forget anything. So first thing is what is the tank? Tank is a 15-gallon bow front all-in-one tank, AIO. What that means is pretty much the tank has everything you need in the back and it's hidden. So instead of having all the hanging filters and everything on your glass right here inside the tank, it's visible. It goes in like a little 3-stage section over here. So first and foremost, it has cutouts right here where the water enters from the top. And then you have cutouts down here where water enters in from the bottom. So everything flows through there, bottom and top, runs through here, and then behind these little filter medias, there's slots. The water runs through there, runs through the black sponge, through your different medias, and then into your little bio cubes. And then it runs through a hole that's way down there. It's just like a little slice that has like a little angle piece so that the water can flow up into this reservoir. That's where the pump is, and then that's where I have the heater. And then the pump shoots the water up. Comes with these 2 jets. You can angle them to however you want. Has the light built into the hood, IR sensor. A little cutout back here for cable management. A hole here if you wanted to add a protein skimmer because you can fit one in there. And a nice little feeding port. And that is your Fluval, however you want to pronounce it, Flex 15-gallon freshwater tank. Comes with, comes with a little remote right here. Oh, sidebar. Don't ever put your modem next to the fish tank. This is the worst idea I've ever had, so I'm gonna have to move that. And back to the tank. So cost. I had to actually break down everything that I bought for the tank and try to do some math. So when I initially first bought this tank, I wanted to add the protein skimmer, so I did buy one. I bought the Fluval. It's like SP or PC1, whatever it was, a little tiny all-in-one. It's about $55 protein skimmer. I threw it in there. So that's included in my cost. And I bought another pump because I already knew by some other YouTube videos and just some reading around that the pump that they give you in here is rated for about 145 gallons. And it's pretty weak. You could see by the turbulence that it provides to the top, it's not that strong. Will it provide filtration for it? Absolutely. But if you really want to get some turbulence and that exchange going on up there, make the corals and fish more happy, I'd definitely recommend upgrading your pump. So anyways, we'll get to that. Out the door with all the sand, water, the thermos, powerheads, pumps, the foods, the testers, salinity meters, upgraded pumps. I spent about $450. Now I already did go on Amazon the other day and ordered I believe it's called the AI Prime 16, the black version, about $208 because I'm going to convert this over to a reef tank, so you're definitely going to need better lighting for that. And I ordered another powerhead that's a lot stronger than the one that I just received, and that was another $30. So altogether you're about 670 bucks, almost $700 actually. Now the pros and cons. We talked about a little earlier how I don't like the pump. So definitely recommend you upgrading that pump. But here's a problem that I had. I bought this guy right here, which is the Vivo Sun submersible water pump, 800 gallons. I will say it was like 25 bucks on Amazon, fast shipping, everything was fine. Pump worked phenomenal. It's adjustable. Just with those 2 nozzles, it provided extreme flow at the top, very good turbulence to the point where I was able to keep my power head and put it where I wanted it. I actually want my power head to be down here more, maybe angling that way over the rocks and kind of up, and then another one back here. maybe a little bit closer to kind of get all that sand that's in the back, and then angle it, pointing it up so as serpents, so they have a nice little section to swim there. With that other pump, I was able to move this where I wanted to. But here's what happened. 2 days after running the pump, I started noticing that my thermostat was sitting around 82, 83 degrees. That's definitely high. I wouldn't recommend it. I like staying in the safe range, 78 degrees. I wondered if it was the light, but I knew that the light was on the lowest setting. Like right now, as you can see, I have it on the lowest setting. I put the air conditioning in the window. I made sure I kept the room cool. I did everything I thought I was doing right. And temperature was still sitting constant at that 84, even first thing in the morning. So I figured it had to be the pump. Well, I swapped back to the old pump, as you can see, and the temperature has been perfect. Even with the lights on, I have no problems. So, do you need to upgrade the pump? Yes. Is it going to be a pain probably finding the right pump for it? Maybe. Definitely look for an aquarium pump. I was looking at maybe getting the upgraded version. That there's like a 35 gallon or a 32 gallon version of this tank. Maybe ordering just that pump and putting it in here should do the difference. But I definitely want to get another one. Other problem I didn't like. I do not like the light. I mentioned earlier how I ordered a different one. It's cool. It mounts nice. It's definitely great for a fish only. It gets super bright. You can use colors. It's got multiple colors you can choose from on the remote here, but you can only pick one color at a time. Right now I have the blue going, as you can see, and we can crank up the intensity on the colors on the blue, so you can really get in there. You can see, and you can bring the blue back down. You can even crank up the white and put that up there like so. Really crank up the blue. So like I said, so that's the white all the way bright with the blue all the way bright. You can tell the light is very good for plants. I believe the spectrum is for plants anyways. My fish don't seem to mind it, but when it goes to corals, you're definitely going to want to swap that out. Here's another thing I don't like about the light. See that nub way right there in the back corner? That's the IR sensor. That thing is horrible. If you are not directly on top of the tank and remote, I swear it can't even be upside down. It has to be this way. It's the only way it's going to work. So I'll give you a quick example. Like here, let's go to turn the white off. Boom, good, white off. Phenomenal, works great up here. Let's go right here. See, nothing, nothing, nothing. Travel, 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 travel. Oh, finally. So only way this remote works is if it's right on top of the tank. I can't stand that. I cannot sit on the couch from over there, which is, I don't know, 10 feet, 15 feet, and utilize this light. It's impossible. But it does have some cool features. It's got this little moonlight, which is only like a blue and a white, and then it fades to like a darker blue or adds more white. It tries to give it its own little moonlight setting. It does have a thunderstorm setting, which I feel like it's just gonna give me a seizure if I sit here and watch it, but whatever, I guess it's a cool feature. I'll never use it. And then cycling through colors. If you're gonna do a fish only tank, I guess that's cool. You can go through, but that's for like glowfish or whatnot. I definitely wouldn't recommend you doing that on your saltwater tank. So let's go back to the white. Let's add the blue. So the blue does help. It gives you that deep marine look. And then you have the red and the green and all these different variations of colors, which I'm never gonna use. If you go to the red does help pop out some of the colors a little bit better. And then the blue gives it more of a, like a deep marine. And then just you can turn down the white, crank up the blue. For my fish only, they don't need so much light. And anyways, that's the way I like it. So that's the light. The pros and cons, like I said, I'm gonna get the AI Prime. I already ordered it. It should be here in like a day or so, and this whole thing is gonna come off. And it's gonna be on the little bracket that's hanging over there. I'm thinking the one, because this is only like, I don't know, 13 inches, 14 inches, somewhere around there. The light should be perfect, especially if I can keep it, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches, maybe 10, off the water. Should be perfect. All right, so then let's see, what else do we got on our little handy dandy list here? Sorry about the little shakiness there. What day am I on the cycle? This is day 5 of the cycle. I haven't done any tests yet today to see what my numbers are. Probably do that in a little bit. But as you can see, I got a little cheat sheet here. I started as day 2, seeing where my numbers are at. And I really didn't start getting ammonia until about day 4. I wrote it down on day 3 that there were some there, but I don't know. But as I checked last night, I'm like 0.5 at the ammonia level. I didn't see any nitrites or nitrates yet. So cycle's going good. Probably got 5, 6 more days of the cycle, and then I'll go another week or so before I start adding some coral. Gonna start with a little bubble tip anemone to kind of help them out a little bit. Start adding some crabs, some snails, and maybe like a cleaner shrimp. And then I'll start slowly introducing coral once the light and everything gets here. What fish? Yeah, we should probably go over that real quick. I'm probably wondering, these are the Snnowflake clownfish. They were roughly about 40 bucks at the local pet store, probably cheaper or cost more other places, I don't know, but that's what I paid for them. I probably would recommend that you start out with the little cheaper version of the clowns, the ones that are like $19.99, your standard. You may or may not survive the tank, right? That's just the reality of starting a fish tank and going through the cycle. So it'd be better to get some cheaper fish. But a quick story on that is when we were at the stores, we were checking them all out. Every tank had one clown in there. The 1999 ones only had one clown, and we wanted 2, and kind of wanted them to be friends, and there was a 1 tank with these 2. And they seem to be besties. They've always been hovering each other. Might be in a fight today because they're not hanging out as much today, so I'm not exactly sure. But we think the bigger one is a female, and my daughter's named her Paige. Could be wrong. If you know fish anatomy better than us, please let me know. And we think the little one is a male, and my other daughter named him Pongo, I believe from the Dalmatian cartoons. So yeah, that's our 2 fish. They're our pets, they're our friends, they're our family. Treat them as such. What do we have? What did I use to cycle this tank? That's a good question. So this is the first time I've ever used this life rock. When I was dealing with tanks and aquariums and reefing about 10 years ago, we used live rock. I always used established live rock from somebody else's tank, some established biomedia that I would put into my sump that I actually had underneath. Live sand when so cycling was easy. I kind of got lucky, never really had any problems because everybody babied me, always gave me the good stuff. But this is new. It's supposedly a dried rock that I bought, 50 bucks for like 20 pounds of it, and it has the beneficial bacteria that we need to cycle the tank, because everybody knows a well-established tank that has great beneficial bacteria, and it's not fish that we're keeping good water quality. With great water quality, you can grow, and everything will survive in there. Anyways, so this is supposed to have the bacteria in there that we need to help starting with the cycle, converting the ammonia to nitrite, nitrite to nitrate, nitrate to a gas, expels out the tank, yada yada. Use the Caribbean sand. I think this is the Bahama version. The 15-pound bag that I used had the water in it, which was perfect. That's how I knew it was good sand. And that ended up going more here on the base. And then I had to get 5 more pounds because that one store was out. It was another Caribbean version, but it didn't have water in it. So I don't know if that bag was any good or damaged. I don't think it's going to be any beneficial. It's just sand, but I threw it in there anyways, just to kind of top it off, mixed it all up. And so far so good. I haven't had any problems. The numbers are doing great. The tank's holding strong. Like I said, we're going on day 5. It's probably going to take another week roughly to make sure I see all the numbers. Ammonia is going to go up, eventually go down. Nitrite should go up. Nitrate should then go up. Nitrate should go down. Yeah, we should start seeing that. What I plan to do, that's a great question. We all have plans for reefing. We all want to throw a bunch of stuff in here, but like I said before, because of flow, I'm going to get another power head. It's going to go back here. I'm going to step it up from this one. This is the Fluval C, I believe it is. Yes, it's 25-gallon tank, up to 425 gallons per hour. I don't know about that. It's pretty weak, but it's a nice steady constant flow. So I'm definitely gonna have to get another one. I'm gonna get the next one up that does up to 50 gallons a tank. Maybe put this one back over here in the bottom to kind of go over the sand in the back of the rocks, and then put the bigger one like over here, like maybe a third away, flowing up, down, try to get some of the stuff here and some turbulence up there on the water. I'm also gonna grab another live rock or life rock. I'm trying to look for like the disc versions, or I'll have to cut one. And I want to put a little tiny shelf like right here. So it's kind of just hanging there. I'll epoxy that there. And then maybe another one like right over here. So there's another shelf there, because I have a little island here, but I would like to extend them up so that way I have different levels when we put different corals that's going to need different lighting. Also, like I said about the pump, I'm really looking for pumps. So if you guys have any good suggestions that I can put into this tank over here to replace this pump back here, that's not going to raise the temperature of my tank, but provide me adequate flow, that'd be greatly appreciated. Like I said, we're going to add some corals. Going to start with an anemone, some snails, some crabs. But these are probably going to be the only two fish that we have in there. Maybe like a damsel, or I don't know, a goby, I don't know, something else just as cleaning wise, but it's just going to be these two, just a bunch of corals, hopefully to get them all growing all here, different levels and whatnot. Should be a nice established reef tank. I've seen a couple people on YouTube have it done, and I really like it, so we'll try. What I like and don't like about the tank, I think we pretty much covered that, so just a real quick. Don't like the light. If you're gonna do corals, you're gonna need to upgrade that. Fish only, I guess you're great. Don't like the pump in the back, so you're definitely gonna have to get a new pump. If you're gonna do reef, definitely recommend more on just the saltwater fish. I guess that's enough. More is better. So the remote control, IR, it's going back to the light. Can't stand that. Everything else is great. The tank has, like I said, it's a beautiful tank. Flows real nice on your little desk here. Would I recommend this tank? Definitely. If you're looking for something a little smaller, like a nano size, and you just want to get it like in your living room, like this thing fits beautifully in my living room. It just sits right there. It's real nice. It's something where you can just turn off the TV, sit here and stare at the tank. So I'd definitely recommend it. You can get that saltwater one, like I said before. They have another tank that's specifically for saltwater, and it has a better lighting, and I think the pump's slightly better. It does cost a little more, but again, that AI unit that's back there is all going to be right here, and I wasn't digging it because I have stairs, and where my placement was here, I wanted you to be able to see the tank when you came up from the side, and then over here, and then kids like to come over here and they like to stare at that. So yeah, so here we go. Fluval, I'm not exactly sure how you say that. Flex 15-gallon freshwater tank converted over to a reef tank. Hope you enjoyed. Again, like and subscribe on the bottom. Have a great day.